have a quick conversation with you about dropshipping with Stripe, and I want to share with you everything you need to know when it comes to dropshipping with Stripe. Okay, so here are the generalities I want you to pay attention to. Let me first define for you what Stripe really is. Okay, think about Stripe as a company offering a payment processing software, kind of similar to PayPal. Okay, and the cool thing is that the Stripe service is mostly used by e-commerce websites and mobile applications. And the cool thing is that Stripe actually has a lot of configurations that can really help you, regardless of your operating setup. Whether you are an e-commerce operation or a brick and mortar store, you can use Stripe no problem. And Stripe is actually dual headquartered in San Francisco in California, but also they are in Dublin, Ireland. So this is kind of cool. And right now they are covering about 45 to 50 countries. So in terms of drop shipping with Stripe, you are pretty well served, okay? And so for e-commerce businesses, Stripe is actually a popular alternative to PayPal because it really enables your customers to pay with a variety of credit cards such as Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, and more. So that's really fantastic. And also, one thing for sure, you love the fact that Stripe is actually pretty flexible in terms of payment conduits. Now, the big question is, does Stripe allow dropshipping? The short answer is yes, but you got to be in a certain geography. So if you are in a geography that they consider risky, they're not going to allow you to do dropshipping. Okay, but as of now, you have to be able to have you have to be a regular business. You have to be incorporated in your area. So they support dropshipping in Europe, dropshipping in the States, dropshipping, let's say dropshipping in North America in general. They support dropshipping in Asia Pacific. And so that's really good. If you look at geographies such as Africa, Stripe is not really open right now for dropshipping if your business is located in those areas. Okay, but just make sure you are a regularly constituted business. You have a business bank account. You have a business address, and because Stripe will contact you to inquire more about the way you are doing your dropshipping. So if you are thinking about dropshipping with Stripe, let me quickly walk you through the pros and cons for you to have an idea of what you're getting yourself into. Okay, I mean, why should you use Stripe in the first place for dropshipping? The thing is, if you are dropshipping, you will need a payment gateway that works with the country you are operating in and also offers a payment method that a large part of your target audience will be comfortable using. Because otherwise, nobody's going to buy from your dropshipping store, right? So you want that flexibility big time. So let me talk to you about the pros and cons here. So when you think about Stripe, the pros first, let's talk about the pluses. You have a great lineup of payment options. You have Stripe Stripe supporting more than 135 currencies. So from the US dollar to the European to the euro, for instance, among others. You also have a service that prevents fraud. So basically, Stripe processes millions of online transactions. So they have a vast amount of data on credit card fraud. So that's really good. You also have transparent pricing. You have 24/7 customer support. And you also have automatic transfers of funds from Stripe to your bank account. So that's really good. That's really good if you want to get paid faster. So when I speak about 24/7 customer support, that's really important because a lot of PayPal users complain all the time about PayPal not having a pretty stellar customer support. Okay, but Stripe does have an impeccable customer support. You are able to talk to someone by phone, let's say via chat or via email. Okay. Additionally, the support portal offers a robust amount of documentation and guides on all of the different Stripe tools that you can actually think about, okay? And I want to quickly go back to the great lineup of payment options. The thing is that with Stripe, most of your visitors will be able to make a purchase on your store. And Stripe accepts payments made by all major credit and debit cards, as well as SEPA, debit, and some regional payment options like Ideal and Alipay. So that's really good. So offering credit cards as a payment method on your dropshipping store is kind of crucial because over 40 to 45% of global online payments are made with credit or debit cards. Nobody actually uses like other payment methods when shopping online. So that's really important. So those are actually the pros when it comes to drop shipping with Stripe. Let me quickly walk you through the cons. What are the cons? What are the drawbacks if you were to choose Stripe as your drop shipping, let's say, payment processor this year? So Stripe is not available for drop shipping businesses in all countries, and disputed payments or chargebacks are quite expensive. So that's one of those things where you want to really avoid the chargebacks like at all costs. Not all like Stripe is not really known as PayPal. The payout speed could be faster. Right now they're working on it, but they're not where they should be at right now. Okay, and Stripe doesn't return the fees you have paid for refunds. So if you decide, let's say, to refund a purchase, the transaction fees will stay with Stripe and will not be refunded. So I want to go back to the geo restriction here. So Stripe is not available for dropshipping businesses in all countries. So it's one of those things where, for instance, if you go to if you are in the Africa region or in some countries in Asia, Stripe doesn't actually support dropshipping businesses in those geographies. Now, when getting a chargeback, Stripe will charge you a fee of $15 or €15 or £15, depending on your country. However, if the customer's bank resolves the dispute in your favor, this fee will not be fully refunded. Okay, so that's one of those things where it will be refunded or not refunded depending upon the setup. And also, the name recognition is really important. I mean, if you were to compare and contrast Stripe versus PayPal, PayPal wins big time. I mean, PayPal has been in existence for more than 20 years. Stripe is pretty recent, is a pretty newcomer. But hey, listen, they are kicking ass big time. Okay, so almost everyone will recognize PayPal, but not all your customers will know Stripe. Okay, so because of this, what happens here is that you might actually miss out on a small additional trust factor, especially if your customers do not think that Stripe is a pretty stable payment processor. Let me talk to you about the cost here. If you are thinking about drop shipping with Stripe, how much will it cost you overall? Okay, and it's one of those things where you got to really be a little methodical in terms of the costing analysis. Because the thing is that Stripe uses a very transparent pricing model, that's for sure. But you have to really, those costs can add up real fast. And you will probably use Stripe the most for credit and debit card payment. So for these payments, Stripe charges the average industry rate of 2.9% plus 30 cents. So again, 2.9% plus 30 cents. So 2.9% of the transaction. And if your customer is paying with an international card, or if currency conversion is required, Stripe will charge 1% extra, 2% extra for both. Okay, so that's for the credit card and debit card payments. Now, for bank transfers, Stripe will charge 0.8% with a $5 cap. Okay, and finally, the pricing for additional payment methods will vary quite a bit, but starts at about 80 cents. So something to be aware of. One thing for sure, it's just better to actually, the good thing about Stripe is that they do have on their website, they have a simulator. They have a transaction fee simulator that gives you a certain idea of how much you could envision paying in the end if you were to go with either a payment, the type of processor, the type of payment transfer you want to go through. Okay, so it's one of those things where you go to their pricing page, you go to the Stripe's pricing page, and they have a simulator there that you can really input the data. You can try, for instance, you can have a hypothesis of the credit cards, or the payment methods that your dropshipping clients will use via Stripe to see how much this will cost you in the end. That way you have a clear idea what you're getting yourself into and not be surprised at how much Stripe is charging you overall, because they'll be charging you, and those fees can add up real fast. So what are the rivals here? When you think about drop shipping with Stripe, you got to really think about what the competition is really is really charging, right? So when you think about Stripe, you have PayPal. I've already said that, but you also have Shopify Payments. So Shopify Payments is a pretty newcomer, and it's actually an offspring of Shopify, the global e-commerce platform. And the cool thing about Shopify Payments is that you have the possibility to already have a name recognition. Okay, so if you think about Shopify Payments, think about Shopify's own payment gateway. And the cool thing about this payment gateway is that it is completely integrated with the Shopify platform, and it's really incredibly easy to set up. So when I'm saying completely integrated, I'm talking natively integrated. So you don't have to have an add-on or like a third-party app. No, you have it right away. Okay. So the major difference, and this is really important to keep in mind if you are going to drop ship with Stripe. You got to have a clear idea about where your store is located in the first place. In other words, is your online store on Shopify, or your online store on BigCommerce, on WooCommerce, on BigCartel, on Magento? Where are you hosting? What's the e-commerce platform you're actually using? Or are you actually drop shipping via a marketplace such as Amazon, such as eBay, or such as Etsy? Okay. One thing for sure, the major difference between Stripe and Shopify Payments is that Stripe is a payment processing company, while Shopify Payments is Shopify's own payment gateway that's powered by Stripe. That's important. So basically, it's one of those things where you have to really be clear. Now, be aware that don't assume that Shopify Payments uses the same terms and conditions as Stripe. Not at all, okay? If you go to a Shopify payment requirements page, you will see whether or not you are eligible to use it for your store, because the conditions are different for every country. So you want to confirm that you qualify in the first place. So using Shopify Payments, you will also be able to lower your transaction fees in comparison to directly using Stripe. For the Shopify plan, the fees lower to a 2.6% plus 30 cents, and for the advanced Shopify plan, the lower again to 2.4% plus 30 cents. So, but for the most part, however, the terms and pricing for Shopify Payments will be pretty similar to Stripe. So something to really keep in mind. So speaking about Shopify Payments, how do you set up Shopify Payments? If you're thinking about dropshipping with Stripe and for some reason you don't want to go with Stripe, you want to go with Shopify Payments, you want to set up Shopify Payments properly, okay? So to set up Shopify Payments, you want to head to Settings, Payment Providers within your Shopify dashboard. By the way, what I'm telling you here is pretty similar to what you have with WooCommerce or BigCommerce, Magento, like the BigCartel, and so on and so forth. Those platforms have a pretty similar sort of processes. But here, I just wanted to focus on Shopify Payments because it's one of the top payment processors nowadays. So once you go to Settings, Payment Providers within your Shopify dashboard, you will see actually Shopify Payments, and this is actually the first option. Okay. So as you can see on the screen here, this is an example here. So Payment Providers, you have Shopify Payments, and Shopify Payments actually, setting up Shopify Payments is not really hard, but the process has quite some details, which will be too long to cover in this video. So if you need help with setting up Shopify Payments, it's just better to refer to Shopify's help documentation on their website. And now, what about the e-commerce platforms that support Stripe this year? I mean, is Stripe only limited to Shopify or what? So basically, if you are using an e-commerce platform other than Shopify, you have BigCommerce. So Stripe actually, you have Stripe that offers apps /extensions for a couple of e-commerce platforms. So you have BigCommerce, you have Big Cartel, you have WooCommerce, okay, and you also have Magento. By the way, it's one of those things where you can really find information real fast. And if your e-commerce platform is not really in the list that I just gave you, just do a Google search on Stripe plus your e-commerce platform to find instructions on how to set it up for your dropshipping store. So that's really fantastic. If you use Stripe for dropshipping, there is an element of risk, and the risk is that you may be banned by Stripe, okay? And it's one of those things where if you don't have the right strategy, you might be banned, and you do not want to have that. So to help you prevent experiencing getting banned by Stripe, let me give you a few best practices that you can follow to minimize the risk of getting suspended. And so you will actually notice that it all comes down to preventing chargebacks. So if you're considering dropshipping with Stripe, you want to prevent chargebacks big time. So when you receive many disputes and chargebacks, Stripe will tag you as a high-risk business and eventually ban or suspend you. You do not want to really get to that. You do not want to get to that category. Okay, so let me give you a few tips to help you prevent the ban. Keep your customer service at the top of your game. Very important. Don't try using Stripe if you don't meet their requirements, and build relationships with good suppliers. So when I speak about keeping your customer service at the top of your game, notify your customer about every step in the shipping process and always reply to questions that your customers may have. So if you are struggling with your customer service, basically it's better to have a completely automated customer service software tool helping you. And eventually, never try using Stripe if you don't meet their requirements, because eventually Stripe will catch on and ban or suspend your account. Okay, so it's better to be proactive instead of being reactive. And also, you want to build relationships with good suppliers. So the best dropshipping suppliers will rarely have processing delays and will use the most efficient shipping methods to avoid delays in shipping times. Also, they will exercise quality control to prevent sending out broken products. Obviously, all of this decreases the chances of you getting chargebacks, okay? So this is kind of cool, especially if you're thinking about Stripe as a long-term investment, as a long-term drop shipping investment, okay? So basically, if you have any question, please let us know in the comment section, and one of our team members will get back to you. We'll answer all questions that you have about drop shipping with Stripe this year. So here are the closing remarks. In today's conversation, I spoke to you about dropshipping with Stripe. I gave you the generalities, the pros and cons, the rivals, and finally, the closing remarks. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.